Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. We are back for some more F124 League Racing here. We are ready for Rapid Racing Lead round number 5 or 6. I believe this is round 5 of the season, of Season 2. And we're here ready for the Singapore Grand Prix. And judging by the title of this video and the thumbnail, this was no joke. I mean, I literally lost my head in this race, and again, I mean, it all fell apart when we got to the main race. So these things are unfortunate, but we're still going to do this anyways because there are still some key moments to take from this race, and there's some that weren't. But obviously, we're back. Obviously, I did miss round 5. I believe I'm missing the next race at Silverstone. So by the time I'm recording this, I've actually probably have already missed. Oh, while I'm recording this, I missed the Silverstone, so you will not see round number 6, I believe, of the championship. But I will be back for Monza, which is actually this weekend when I'm recording this, which will be next Saturday, this Saturday. But so far, Singapore has always been one of my stronger tracks, I feel like, and you know, we kind of had the bad luck in LDR, but I've always been pretty good around here. I never really had any problems really around here. I think this track just really suits the driving style that I have. I'm very aggressive, I guess you could say, with the inputs of my wheel and stuff like that. So I don't know, maybe it's just a track I get dialed up into. But we're starting our first flying lap. No practice for this race. Barely really had much practice. I think I only did like 3 laps of time trial and that was it. And I guess we're kind of going in this maybe a little bit blind, but also just trying to maybe figure out as much as we can. So like I said, no practice. The setup is a different setup, I believe, and the setup doesn't feel all that bad. I kind of wish I tweaked it a little bit more on some areas of the car, but overall the car felt really good. The front end bite, the rear was not all that bad. It wasn't terrible, but come across chicken flag now, we take a lot of curb. But where is this going to put us? Actually going to put us on 127.4. That's actually the fastest that's professional pull right now. We are in P1. Ahead of Wanham and ahead of Joseph Dunrod, even Junior Jube. Like I said, I don't know. A lot of these guys probably just did a lot. Again, you know, everybody can find any time. Joseph Dunrod, who was arguably the sweat, looks like he didn't really even have. He had a good lap, I think. No, he lost all his time in the last sector, so that's kind of where he probably lost all his time. He probably would have been ahead of us by about half a second, almost a full second ahead of us. So there are some debuting drivers, and well, not to Zyro. He basically has just swept the floor on everybody. We're about a full second off from not Zyro. So that's pretty crazy. He set a pretty good last sector, which we had the personal best last sector, but he chopped it off. And first sector is where we're struggling. We're about 3/10 off the first sector. So we go out again. Final run. We are sitting P8, though. We are ahead of Junior Jube and Ben Formula, so that's actually pretty good. Mint Block did get ahead, and same as Mindmaster, who is the championship leader coming into this race. And we are sitting P3 in the Drivers' Championship, I believe, coming into this race. We are a good 40 points off. We're a good 40 points off Mindmaster. I mean, the championship's already in the bin, so we're just kind of doing this for fun. I guess you could say this is just a season to kind of get everything kind of wrapped around, and you know, if they do a season 3 on this year's game, maybe we can try to challenge for the championship. But it is very tough when you got a lot of good drivers in this field. So full lap here, a good 10th, almost 2/10 up so far. We're not finding much time though, and it's kind of really getting really bad. We did find 2/10 though, so but we're not finding as much time as I'd like. I'd like to at least find about a good half a second, but not Zyro. We actually messed up that middle the middle part. Not Zyro though. He goes fastest out of everybody, so full credit to him. And someone has had a moment. I don't know who that was. Someone, I think that might have been one of the Astons or maybe one of the Alpines. But 2/10 now, and we're not finding much time. I mean, we're improving, but we're not improving by much, and we're actually falling down to P10. My master retires. He's going to arguably be ahead of everybody, so, well, he's going to sit P8, so he probably will be ahead of me. And we really did not find any time whatsoever, flat out completely. And we lost a lot of time through that last sector, and it only put us up to P9. So we're about 4/10 up, and that arguably probably would have been maybe P7, maybe P6, but it is a very tight field. And the qualifying, like the field, it's not all that bad. I mean, the field is very close. That is guaranteed. I mean, from 4th place down to 10th, like that easily, anybody could easily be up there. Joseph Dunrod and Natu Zyro, they're just in a league of their own. So, race time, we had to reset the lobby for some sort of issues, and this is where everything fell apart. I didn't put my setup in. I totally forgot about it as we literally raced, and I was wondering why my car was not driving and was not properly doing anything I wanted it to. Is because we didn't have any setup, and it turned into an absolute nightmare from here. So let's try to see what we can do. 5 red lights here. We're now underway for the Signapore Grand Prix, 31 laps, and already we know we get a bad start. We actually get a good start off the line. We actually overtake I think that was My Master in the McLaren, so we do overtake a Mint Block and Poison Monkey. They make contact with Wanham as well. He looks like he almost had a moment somewhere. My Master around the outside of all of us. He really got a good run out the outside, and coming through as we almost get hit. We get hit in the back. I believe that might have been either Ben Formula or worse Tunip. Something happened like that. Fifi the Duck now goes up to P12, but Mint Block and My Master going side by side with Poison Monkey in the Sauber, and they're still side by side. And it's easily a good dogfight back here. I believe Natu Zyro is leading the Grand Prix, and Mint Block hits the back of My Master. So we now go down the inside of My Master and also Mint Block, and we give, I think that might have been my fault. I don't know. I feel like I gave him a little too big of a squeeze, or it was just his front wing, but that squeeze was cost him quite a bit of time, and at this point, everything fell apart. I mean, the car would not bite, the car wouldn't stick, the brake bias, the diff. I didn't know what diff I really had. It was kind of tough. Everything fell apart. I mean, everything fell apart. I tried to change the brake bias, and at that point, I just gave up at this point during the race because I realized we didn't have the setup on because the front would not bite and the rear was the rear was actually pretty strong, but I mean, nothing went right after this. Ben Formula goes around us. Fifi the Duck. Well, we are in the sister team, so I feel like we gotta let Fifi possibly go. And XPG Flame now with a 129.4. I forgot that he was in this lobby, and that's a third warning. And Jesus Christ, that's track limits, and that's a warning for us already. So, I guess that's deserved because we're not in the track limits. And again, I can't really even get in the thing. And I was wondering why the hell I was so slow, because I have a feeling like I was like, there's no way I'm this slow. And I realized like, oh well, no, it's my setup. My setup's not on, so that's when I realized that everything was falling apart. And someone had said a moment somewhere. I don't know if that may have been one of the Astons. I don't know who that was. That was one of the Astons went off, and now another yellow flag. But nothing too crazy. Fifi the Duck, he's just putting pressure all over us. Poison Monkey, he's got some front wing damage, so we move up a position. And Jesus Christ, that was a massive corner cut. That was, oh man, I'm driving like an idiot now. I mean, there's nothing, I can't even defend myself. This is just really bad driving and really just unlucky driving. So I'm going to let Fifi go just because I don't want to hold them up anymore. And the simple fact is a lot of the drivers, they get annoyed when you're in front of them and then they think they brake test you. So I'm not saying it's Fifi's not Fifi doing it, it's just a couple people. So I'm just letting Fifi go, and might as well just kind of sit back here and maybe just do some DRS chairs with Fifi. That was actually my honest plan, was to possibly just stay in Fifi's DRS, see if we could actually catch up to maybe the front also, if I could try to get something in the setup. But actually, XPG, the flame's out, and safety cars came out. So that kind of helped us out a little bit, so we can do a little bit of adjustments and get everything where we want it to be. Obviously, we're going to stay out. Because I feel like it's too early to pit for the medium. So there we go. We changed the brake bias. We changed the diff. We go 95, 53. I was thinking 90 to 95 would have been best. Once we come into the box, we will probably we'll probably tweak the front wing, and we'll probably tweak a little bit of some downforce to see if we can maybe find some improvements. But like I said, I mean, the car just won't bite. So it's going to be difficult as we approach lap 8 of this Grand Prix. And restart secured, and we are back underway. And no one pitted, I believe, under the safety car. Maybe a couple people did. Not too many. There's still 16 runners in this race. My Master, who is the championship leader, actually benefited from all this because obviously he kind of got caught unlucky with that whole situation on lap 1. So that kind of he caught up to everybody basically. But Joseph Dunrod in, I think, full send, and even not to Zyro up there fighting for positions. And Wanham has actually hit a moment. Wanham's actually in the wall. I don't know what happened to Wanham, and now a safety car has been out once again. So Wanham looks like he binned it, but I don't know what happened. I mean, anything is, I don't know if his wheel disconnected or what, because I overheard something that possibly his wheel disconnected and kind of just said, screw you, I'm going to the wall. I believe Damien just hit the back of us. I don't know if he did or not. But yeah, something happened, and Joseph Dunrod, he gets out the pits. Well, I wasn't going to overtake him anyway, so we come into the box. We're going on the hards, and we tweaked a little bit. I think the front downforce was going to be okay. It was at 50, which actually I didn't mind. I probably could have lowered it by about 2 clicks, maybe 3 clicks, but Singapore's always been a high downforce type track, so it's always, you know, it's needed. So P12 now. Yeah, at this point we just got to try to maybe just get into the points, but now everybody's far back. I think it's going to be basically downright impossible. So we go again, and green flag back in Singapore. And Singapore, I love you, but at the same time, I am an idiot for not putting the setup on. And well, again, very tough, and it's tough just to stay with Fifi and Ben. So, and I don't got much pace. So at this point, I'm probably gonna get overtaken by Damien and Junior Jube. Junior Jube is actually in Tier 2, or Division 2, which actually I feel like that he's got some pretty good pace for Tier 1. So I don't know if he is leading the championship in Tier 2 or not, but he's got some pretty good pace. So I give credit to him. Fifi and Ben are over the back of Poison Monkey. I think Fifi maybe made a little bit of contact with Ben. Ben's been playing a lot more conservative. Ben Formula, who we've had a lot of good battles with Ben, and he seems to be back here. And Fifi actually goes very wide, and we're gonna try. And that was stupid. That was really stupid. We tried to go around the outside of Fifi, but we just learned from the mistake. Damien now goes around the outside. Good move from Damien, and I can't really do anything else about that. Junior Jube is going to be probably all over the back of us, and yeah, as expected. So Fifi with that mistake didn't really help us at all. Fifi is obviously 4th. He's behind us in the standings, so he is close. It's not like he isn't close, but he is. So he's kind of one of our threats, I guess you could say, in the championship. But Damien, and again, we gotta see what Damien's pace is, and we get another yellow flag. I don't know who that is for. That could be that's Poison. No, that's a Bruise, or however you say that. I'm bad at pronouncing names. But he's had a moment somewhere, and Junior Jube is all over the back of us at this point. And what I meant by no pace is we have no pace. Fifi is getting us back in this train, but Damien, he's got much better pace than what Fifi's got. So I feel like he might go for a move. And Junior Jube, well, he's probably just going to overtake us easily. So I have a really bad feeling that we're going to get probably dead last in this race. Well, maybe not dead last, but we will be basically second to last. So points are out the window at this point. I mean, it's basically just survival, and I guess you could say damage limitation weekend. And yeah, and I go very wide off track, and that should easily be a penalty. So we're gonna let Junior Jube. He's got the inside line. We're gonna still fight this off though, because might as well. I mean, it's probably affecting his race, but my race is kind of already over anyways from the start, so it's already tough enough. And Junior Jube goes around the inside, and he's going to easily overtake us here. I don't think we're going to really go late on the brakes, and no, we don't. Junior Jube gets right around us. And, well, that is, well, we're dead last, basically, about borderline last. We actually are ahead of a Booze, but I think he will slowly probably catch back us up into this train. So, yeah, at this point, I mean, it would just, the car just, nothing's going right. Nothing is absolutely going right. So it's just make it difficult. Oh, there goes Junior Jube, and he spun out a little bit. He saved it. He just got on the brakes, so he had some sort of what is that? I'm not sure. I guess you could say a slide. We'll call it a slide cancel. He had to correct the slide. But worst tune-up is we might be having a little bit of battle. It's a little bit of action with worst tune-up. Obviously, we had some. Obviously, me and him, we had a little bit of a scuffle back in Japan in round 2, where arguably it was a really questionable move, but overall, I believe it wasn't my fault, and I still stand by that. So, and anyways, we had a little bit of a moment all over the back at the tune-up. We actually locked up the rears, so that probably didn't help us whatsoever. But we keep going. Tune-up, he doesn't got much pace, and he's kind of really struggling. We're gonna go down the inside on worst tune-up here, and gonna try to turn. It's very tight. He actually hits the wall. I don't know if he's gonna complain about that. That clearly was on him. I tried to give him enough space around the outside, I guess you could say, and we're gonna let him go. We're gonna get into the DRS here. Worst tune-up, he definitely does not have the pace at the moment, so we're gonna easily get around him. He does maybe have some front wing damage, so this might affect us a little bit, but you can see it's very wide and very tight. We're losing about 2 seconds trying to fight with him, and we're gonna go around the outside of worst tune-up here. Who's gonna be last on the brakes? We get last on the brakes, but we can't turn the car completely in tune-up. Well, he doesn't. Well, we kind of go off track. I kind of complained on the radio saying that he didn't give me any space, but after looking back, I mean, I should have backed out, and that's another 3-second time penalty through there. And we hit the back of tune-up as well. Here comes Junior Jube now. He's got the DRS. He's got the straight line speed. We hit the wall. Oh my God, that is a massive crash. Oh, I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. I believe that Junior Jube just went down the inside and tune-up, just followed the racing line and hit me, and I'm out of the race. So we got to lap 16 at least, but well, that's another DNF of the season. That is the second DNF of the year. So very inconsistent, just like we are in career mode. So that's unfortunate, and I told you that I lost my head. I mean, I really did lost my head in this race. I mean, I was just confused, speechless, angry. If you guys tune into the live stream, I've never been more pissed in my life until that race. So it was kind of tough, but we'll move on as we approach Monza. Pretty good track of mine, so we'll try to see what we can cook around there. But thank you all for watching this video. Appreciate everybody's been supporting this channel. Have a good rest of your day. Have a good rest of your week. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I will see y'all in the next one in Monza.